So welcome back, guys, and welcome to the New Wave Invitationals, week number 3. Wow, we've actually gotten this as a pretty regular thing, and we have a new team, a new face to debut today. So introducing, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ube server team. My name is Daks, and joining me today is Mr. Fascinate and his motley crew of co-casters in behind. How you doing, Mr. Fascinate? How you doing on today's session?
I'm doing very excellent today. Thank you for asking. And how about you? I hear someone has a birthday in household.
Okay, so sometimes guys, when a mommy and daddy love each other so much, they're children, right? And I'm a child, so I have a
Mhm.
father. So and it is my father's birthday. So happy birthday to my dad.
Happy
Yay!
birthday,
Happy
Daks Dad.
birthday. Happy birthday, Dad. Indeed. So, I just came from downstairs, all the like I think my face I cleaned my face. I was like, do I still have cake or something like that? But you know what is gonna be taking the cake for today's session? Well, we are gonna be having the debut of the Ube server versus one of honestly our most surprising yet fun teams to actually check on out. It's Overbeks looking to give them a warm welcome, and we'll see if I've actually seen so far in the invitationals that there is that first day on the job advantage. Apparently, the debutees having really some good sessions, and we'll see if Uber Server is gonna have a little taste of that versus the side of Overbeks. What do you think about this, Mr. Fascinating? What do you know about our two teams right now?
As for both teams, I am pretty sure Ube server is probably going to be a bit well known, especially in like Overwatch Philippine community, since they are very active, even up until now. And yeah, as for Overbeks, I would it'll be interesting to see more of their symmetric plays, and maybe we can see more strats and probably even transcend from their what do you call this, like plays last.
Yeah, pretty much. When you're playing against Overvex, you just have to be wary of all your flags, and you have to be careful where that teleporter is going to be. All of them really loving how to play the Symmetra in the first place. But we also have one of our solid rocks on the Overvex squad, Mr. Wafu, is always making sure that the team is on point with playing into either the meta or a strategy that isn't the Symmetra. In the meantime, Uber server guys, one of basically the bigger communities in the Overwatch side, started off by Mercy and has really grown to a pretty significant degree, having a lot of members familiar to us from the Overwatch BH community. It's gonna be very interesting to see how this matchup is gonna unfold. So what do you think, Yuki? What are gonna be like the key facets of the match coming into this four map affair?
Upcoming in this upcoming match, we are probably going to see symmetric plays all over again, right? So it's I am by this time I'm pretty sure um it's Symmetra that's kind of like their like go-to hero for the side of Overvex. For the side of Mercy, Ube Squad and Mercy, I think they're going to. I'm just guessing here, but they might opt for a dive composition because I'm pretty sure they have players who play Farah, and even if they don't play dive comp, they can play that kind of slower grind comp with the Farah or a more long range style of um, composition.
Yeah, and honestly, for the side of Uber server, since they are on the newer end, I'm gonna be very interested to see what kind of identity they're gonna have here in the New Wave Invitationals. Looking at the roster right now, I'm seeing a pretty familiar name in Santa Pops, and if I remember correctly, he is pretty much a diva player. So you can say that they can play that dive composition. You can say that they can play the Rhine diva as well, and having a diva player like that gonna be very effective at getting things done to begin with. So in the meantime, guys, we are just fixing things up real quick, trying to make sure that everything is gonna be fine and dandy, and we are just gonna be taking a quick short break to make sure all our players are into the lobby and ready to go. So we will be right back, guys. This is week 3 of the New Wave Invitational. Stay tuned, stick around as we will head on over into the action in just a bit. So hello guys and welcome back, and it seems like we are almost set to get started. And yeah, Overbeks versus the side of Ubisoft. We got a lot of talking points right now to talk about on the side of Overbeks actually. Thanks to our loving Mr. Statsman himself. Mr. Reaper, he actually dropped down a few tidbits so far from the roster. So far actually is Wafu really up and beyond. He's been getting a lot of eliminations from our previous match. From the side of Overbeks, he was able to get 34 eliminations at his highest peak, 110 total eliminations, giving him a 23.13 average elimination kill rate per 10 minutes. Absolutely huge here. And it really goes to show that for Wafu's end, he's just able to really bring the team to such a solid degree, and having that flexibility onto that roster really gonna allow the side of Overbeks to figure out ways when Kaiser Ghost and his Symmetra doesn't really pan out too well. And we're gonna be looking at a few more stats later on into the match, but seems like we are gonna be getting started right here right now with the map of Lijiang Tower. So this is a 4-map affair. We do have a 5-map setup just in case it does go to a tiebreaker. But there you go, Lijiang Tower, gonna be our first one on the board. And Mr. Lijiang, Mr. Fascinate, Mr. Lijiang.
Mr. Lijiang, yeah.
You're Mr. Lijiang now. You're even Japanese, so it doesn't matter. You're more
Right.
like Mr. Hanamura, right? Mr. Hanamura.
Yes, that's right.
So yeah, what do you think about Lijiang? What do you think is gonna be a big deal coming into this map?
They're going to definitely, as for Uber server side, they're going to definitely check out the Symmetra, since Symmetra is strong in especially that market, right? Is that market?
Night market, yeah.
Night market. So they should be careful on that map and not get startled as opposed to Overwine last match. So
Yeah, I'm really hoping to see a pretty solid show into this one. But enough about that, as we are gonna be getting into Lijiang Tower. Overbeks gonna be your blue hand side. Uber server on the red. And this is the New Wave Invitationals, guys. This is week number 3, and we are gonna be getting into the game. Hey, Mr. Yuki.
yes.
We are back! We are back, sir. We are back with the New Wave Invitationals. And we are week 3. Who'd have thunk we'd make it this far already, having 7 teams.
Yeah.
Having 7 teams right now. We're almost there. We're almost there to our goal. We just need one more
Yes,
team.
one more team. So if you have any friends that you want to invite, or like basically just give us a DM, give Dax a DM, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Yeah,
Hopefully we can reach 8 teams by hopefully next week, right? So we can probably get a better set of games.
Yeah, we do have a proper rotation like that,
Yeah.
and I feel like once we're done with our 8-team squads, we can actually bring out a few more stats from the stat sheet. Speaking of the stat sheet, so if you guys haven't noticed, we have recently publicized the stat sheet to the fullest degree. You can now see the stat sheet going on basically through the links. You can use that command !New Wave to get those results into our invitationals. But beyond that though, it is going to be a good way to track your progress if you are a player, or see how these teams grow in the first place. But here and now, quick shout out yet again to Calderan for the scoreboard on that workshop, really making the new Invitationals a better and a better experience. So here comes Overbeks. They're playing that standard Symmetra, and Kaiser goes playing the Sim yet again. Baku in the meantime onto the Mei. And it's going to be a pretty good pick here for Overbeks. They're going to be able to take a lot of control here in Control Center, and they initiate things with that first capture.
A very slow start there for both teams, and that just made it much easier for Overbeks, because the longer the fight goes, the more it goes in favor of them, since Symmetra can just farm her ulti, or rather her left mouse button, the beam, to like up to level 3 from Reinhardt's shield, and that's it just
Kaiser
they just got ripped.
Yeah, Kaiser Ghost is just really on point right now with the damage. And here, Control Center, that Symmetra Beam is gonna look very, very strong into this one. Penguin Lord, in the meantime, playing that Reinhardt's. So it's Penguin Lord and Mandroid onto the front line versus Santa Pops and Sacred. I was very interested to see Santa Pops play his Reinhardt instead of the Diva, probably swapping roles with Sacred into this one. We do see Bear and Ice to be playing the McCree and the Reaper, a big competition, but they will need to come big to make this happen. Shadow right now, though, Santa Pops not gonna get too much. Bear gonna get the frag on board. Coalesces right here, right now. Courtesy Pananakoy and Penguin Lord gonna go for a shot as well, but big blocks from both sides, Mr. Fascinate. The Reinhardt's pretty on point right now, but the bigger barrier, the bigger shield on the side of Overbeks, and they are fending Uba's server off pretty well. Graviton Surge even. Yeah, doing it.
Right.
Hammer swings.
Yeah, very awkward commitment from the Grav there. It was awkward because they were able to get a backup because everyone was far away.
Yeah, man.
Everyone got just shocked, right?
He just went for it, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna go for the grab, and there's no one here. Suddenly, it looks like a little dicey here for Overbeks. They use that Graviton Surge, and they will take the front of it. Death Blossom in behind, but did Ice Tubing forget to go for the Shadow Step? Nana boosted up though, and now he can just run on in instead. Bear in the meantime, though, getting a Deadeye to connect onto one. Wafu dropping on down, has a Blizzard available, and Overbeks are gonna be giving up the points. They don't want to overcommit in a fight that they feel like they have already lost.
They committed a lot there, and that just secured the point right there. But seeing that they only have Moira ult in the next coming fight, this is going to be interesting. Where and when they want to take their flashes.
And Uber server gonna be going to that high ground. Santa Pops leading the charge, not for none in the meantime. Gonna have that coalescence in hand. We can talk about the Uber server and their background later on, but in the backshop instead, it's Wafu right now with the Blizzard. We've seen Wafu do so well in the previous matchup, but instead he's gonna fall on down. That's a good shot there. Sacred gonna get the takedown. Not for them now. Gonna pop that coalescence, really going for the top up onto Sacred, but Overbeks still onto that point, using that Fulton Barrier. Mandroid now the last to fall. First one in earlier on, last one out this time. Same result, so Uba server yet again defending pretty well, and the momentum in favor of the red hand side now.
Right, and that was like they could have committed a bit more on the white side, but Wafu opting to use the Blizzard on the flank meant that Uba server just basically pushed everyone, and nobody they didn't get any value off of that.
Blizzard. Yeah, Blizzard just didn't really do much there. Coalescence right now from Pananagoy. Icewalde gonna be set up as well. As in the meantime, there's the Deadeye Bear trying to make it happen. Beautiful shadow right now from Penguin Lord. Dude, have you ever seen those documentaries when there is that one penguin standing tall and proud? It seems like Penguin Lord himself is the Emperor Penguin in this one, Sacred.
Penguin, right.
Yeah, Sacred gonna go for a Wrecking Ball, but the Hamster not gonna hold a candle to our Penguin Lord. And Overbeks with the first one down, they are gonna be able to get the initial capture.
Really, Penguin Lord just secured that point right there with a huge shatter of his. And a bit kind of messy on the last retake, but or rather the last fight, but they really did well on the last with the shatter.
Yeah, the Shatter getting all the way to the other side, man. It was huge because he found the angle against Santa Pops, get the Shatter onto like 4, and there you go. That is to show Penguin Lord really standing tall and proud. But we are gonna see a few swaps here and there, perhaps. No, it seems like Bear gonna be going back to the McCree, but Sacred is still on the wreck ball. Ball Reinhardt right now. What do you think about this roster here for Uba's server? It seems like Sacred gonna be looking to play into the map, transitioning to the point already, but Overbeks in the meantime, knowing the strat, goes to the high ground, drops on down, and it's gonna be a full squad on the defense.
The webcams or the turrets, symmetries are a bit placed a bit high for comfort, but this should be still a hard point to retake. And the Sacred keeping out Mandroid easily going out.
Mandroid. And you'd think for the side of Overbeks, they'd have this map in the bag. This is truly the symmetric map, especially on Lijiang Tower. But playing that Wrecking Ball, Sacred finding the angle, allows the side of Uba server to move on in and get the capture. Going for the flip right now, will be going for the take. And yes, the red hand side with the initiation here, looking pretty good here for Uba server. Sacred making that Wrecking Ball pick work.
Right, and it's unfortunate that the Symmetra placed her the Symmetra turrets rather a bit high, so it doesn't really get any value because uh, whatever doors Ubi server might push, they won't get hit by that. So I think that also kind of made it easier for Ubi server to push in,
Yeah, just
along
all
with
up.
a sacred poop.
Yeah, those boops. Just it was the wrecking ball finding the first angle in the first place, and
Right.
Overbeks unfortunately is standing by the window right here, right now. They're gonna go again, but Combear with the Deadeye on the side. Beautiful fire grenade there from Karna as well, making things happen. Going for the top up right here, right now. Santa Pop's gonna get on the board. Here we go with the turret beam yet again, and Santa Pop's gonna go for the shatter. He's gonna get the slam on down. Still, though, Overbeks surviving, but we'll see if Sacred can do anything about it. Close to the mines already, needs to survive. Crossing beam smack down between Mandroid and Kaiser Ghost. It's looking very, very scary in the first place. Going for the capture.
Another boop.
No, the boops. The boops are absolutely huge. And Uba server still gonna go for it because Secret now gonna get nano boosted up. The wrecking ball gonna be surviving for the fight, but needs to get on away. Needs to top up along the way. Needs to step onto the point as well. So many needs here for Uba server. So little time. And the coalescence is such a big deal to deal with in the first place. Banana Goido trying to get the push on. And Overbeks gonna be able to go to the point. Take it back in their name. And start things off to try and get the map sweep.
A lot of ultimates were used there just to stall out for 74. But I think they overcommitted with their ulti. They could have saved the Moira ult for the next fight, seeing that they won't be able to continue defending this point since everyone on Overbeks is just regrouping from spawn.
Overbeks right now gonna be looking to go into the fronts, and then we will see Penguin Lord trying to get in position. Kazuko still has that teleporter in place in the backline, which is very interesting, but Sacred might be able to get the bolt on over just in case. It might be a tit for that scenario if Ubisoft pushes from the front and forces the TP back. Well, Sacred can get that poop, but he gets pooped away by Kalos with that whip shot, but they will survive. Santa Pops right now though rampaging on, and you can see the scream of the Zarya as Santa Pops decides to go for the charge. Uba server back in control, and they are pretty dominant here in Night Market. Yuki, what are they doing right?
A very dominant engage there, as you said, without using like any ults to be in that initial push. But right now, Overbeks has 5 ults compared to 2 ults coming here for the Overbeks squad.
Yeah, Overbeks gonna have that ult economy advantage, and they are trying to look to push into this one. Graviton Surge right now from Android yet again, but doesn't have any RNG in behind. Trying to lure the with a slam on down. There we go with the dead arrow as well from Wafu, and you're gonna really see the flexibility of one of Overbeks' DPS. Kaiser goes still on the Symmetra, but does have the Photon Barrier, and Overbeks gonna be happy about that retake. They will get that point on back. That rally really helping them out in the sustain.
Yes, and I think that was a good exchange for OB server side because they used one ultimate as opposed to Overbeks using 3 ults. And they could now make this work easier since now they're going to have 4 ults. The ball coming up online shortly, and we'll see how it goes from here.
Yeah, the wall is pretty big. The Great Wall here on China, apparently in Lijiang instead of the border. But hey, we'll see how this is gonna pan out. Penguin Lord right now gonna go for that fire strike yet again. Sleep Dart low from Karna into the Nano Boost pin. And here comes the Tactical Advisor from Ice Tubing. But Ubis server playing double hit scan against the Symmetra, which means that Photon Barrier gonna get some value. But in the meantime, who cares about those barriers? Because Santa Pops and Sacred get on over to the other side. And a strong showing here from the tank line. Gotta allow them to get the flip. Overtime taking on away. That's a team goal right there. And kudos to Sacred and Santa Pops for making that one happen. Uba server back on the board. 1-1 right now. And we are gonna have a match.
Good play by both tanks on the server side. It really goes to show that these tanks are going to set up the tempo of the attack or defense of each team, and Santo Pass and Sacred just dishing out like a lot of pressure on toward the Overbeks side, and that made them falter.
And you know, I'm very interested right now to see the upcoming rosters here for both teams. They have swapped on now from the Wrecking Ball on the thing. It's very strange actually, because we are on Gardens right now, and you're gonna be looking to get those boops in the first place. Will it actually get some value? Will we see the Rhine Zarya actually work on outs? And in a situation like this, Overbeks and the side of Ubisoft, I expect them to go to the north hand side of the tower, but no, Symmetra strat yet again. It's Kaiser goes setting things up onto the window, allows him to teleport straight to the point, but is this gonna be enough for the sustain? They do have Wafu and they do have the Symmetra, but Ice Too Big is playing that Pharah right now, and Uber server gonna be making it rain.
They place the turrets on the left side or right side, wherever you see it from whatever angle you're looking at it. But either way, I think Uber server should just push on the other side where there's no teleport metronome. They should be good.
Yeah, they're looking pretty solid. Look at that. Kaiser Ghost's beam is so noisy. It really is like when your air conditioning is on the fritz and you gotta slap it just to shut it up. Kaiser Ghost looking so imposing right now, and Cockenberg gonna be swapping over from the Widowmaker to the Soldier 76. So Uber server gonna be playing a Pharah as well as a hit scan into the McCree. We go. I like this a lot better from them. They're gonna be looking to pellet the point right now. As here for the side of Overbeks, they're gonna be wanting to hold onto the objective as much as possible. All about the response playing onto the objective, and it's really Ice2Big's job to get that barrage to make a path for the Uber server squad.
Yes, and this barrage will be the key if they can retake this point or not. And
oh, you know what's key? Santa Pops in his shatter, man! Everyone gets stunned up, and Santa Pops gonna pop those fireworks! It is Uber server again on the back of that Reinhardt's, allowing things to happen. Beautiful shatter there from Santa Pops, getting the full squad. Overbeks clumping on up to, you know, their chagrin. That is just an easy takedown there. Santa Pops really impressing on this main tank role.
Santa Pops just basically said, "Hey, hold my beer, Pharah. I'll do this one for you." And he just mopped everyone down. And now they have a Pharah barrage now here to defend, and this should be an easy defend, especially going right here on this white team.
It really is all up to Ice2Big and the angle right now. It picks attention to the difference between Kaiser Ghost as well as Waffle. Waffle's the one securing those kills as Kaiser Ghost getting the damage done. But here we go right now with the Rocket Barrage as well as the Graviton Surge Sound Barrier, courtesy of Kalos trying to keep things alive. But Santa Claus will say no. You're not going to survive anytime soon. Beautiful flashbang though from Waffle, canceling out that Coalescence. Banana Goy trying to stay on the right hand side. Kaiser Ghost still going for the beam. And Ice2Big going to swap over from the far to Junkrat. Very interesting pick here for the side of the server.
Is popping off right now.
He's doing it! The beam is big! And it seems like we're gonna be able to whip something that strong out. I was about to say, honestly, for Kaiser Ghost, he's a little behind in terms of that stats against his against his teammates. Waffle has been more securing those kills. Looking at the stats from the previous game, it was an average of around 18 per 10 minutes. Really playing that Symmetra, playing that Pharah, but it isn't the most flexible pick here for our DPS, so they will have to try to figure out how to go about things in the first place. Penguin Lord, don't give me Santa Pops, it takes his own medicine, and this should be a secure. Never mind! Santa Pops again with the counter shatter! He's gonna get the slam on down, and turnabout is fair play, and the Uber servers are like hibernating bears waking on up to a beautiful spring. It's Uber server with the flip on yet again. Santa Pops an absolute MVP right now.
Right, he's really popping off and carrying Uber servers on his back, and he's getting shatters a lot faster than Penguin Lords, and yeah, basically he's really dominating the front.
For Overbeks though, they are going to transition to a more standard way. They still have this metric though. I'm very interested to see how this teleporter is going to get used on up. Cockenberg, this is always Cockenberg's time to shine. Getting those shots from the other side, but for the barrier right now to go for the cuts. Deadeye onto the right hand side. Counter Deadeye here from Wafu, but cover is the name of the game. Apparently Overwatch, a cover-based shooter right now, as the Coalescence is going to be coming online between our two Moiras. Do or die time for both teams. And Carno with the Nano Boost on the Santa Pops yet again. This is the Reinhardt looking at Rampage. Wafu going to get on the board. Beautiful flashback though, courtesy of Cockenberg. Gonna get the stun on the two, but they need to survive. What is Cockenberg doing? Hopping on around. Wafu gonna be able to get that takedown. Santa Pops still with the shatter with the pin, and Ice2Big with the Riptire as well. Uber server with the more explosive ultimates, and they will take the first map. It seems like the debutees are always on the uprise, as Uber server will take a very close matchup.
Right, exactly, and that was what I was gonna say actually. And these new teams that are like debuting right now, they're really using this time to shine, and Uber server using exactly that. And what an explosive first round win for server.
absolutely huge. And Sand Pops with a lot of kills to his name, with a lot of hammer swings, and finding those opportunities, man. Finding those opportunities to get that hammer down. But quickly before we go, let's just check one of those replays out yet again. Just the shatter machine that is Santa Pops really rampaging into the forefront. And well, there to Ubi server, they will take that first map. Well, Lijiang Tower, absolutely impressive efforts there, Mr. Yuki. How do you think did the matchup really unfold besides that tank versus tank gameplay?
It also revolved in how Ubi server kind of use rotation, especially, and they know how to pace up their aggression. On the last map, on the last map, you saw how the Overbeks used Symmetra ult, the barrier, to retake the point, right? And what Ubi server did was to play it slow, wait it out until it's finished, and they just rampage afterwards. And that's a really nice play. That's a really nice macro play from Ubi server side. I think that really secured the deal, along with the Junkrat tire from Karna. Sorry, Ice Tubing rather.
I was actually very surprised to see Junkrat out of nowhere from the Pharah, because the
Right.
Pharah is such a
Yeah.
dominant
Exactly.
pick on Gardens, using that
Especially on guard.
the altitude advantage, basically using the open sightlines. But the Junkrat is pretty good on the spam, and I feel like Ubisoft are realizing if they're only going to be playing the objective anyway, if the side of Overbeks is going to be rotating around that Symmetra and the teleporter, playing the Junkrat might be a more explosive way to go about things, and the Riptire in the end able to make it work. It really goes to show though a little bit of the inexperience on both sides, but Comfort Pits are around, and they did a really good job taking that one back. That was such a very close game though, but let's quickly get a
Right,
recap on that
exactly.
one. 2-1 on Lee
A
Jan
very
Tower.
intense match for the first game this on the third week of the invitationals. Seeing that the round one has unfold, what do you think is going to happen next in the next three or potentially four maps?
Well, I would love to see how the next map of Hybrid is gonna be played by both teams, especially on the side of Overbeks, because with Hybrid you have a lot more space to work around, you have a lot of different antics you can actually whip out in the first place, and apparently we are gonna be getting Eichenwalde on our list. So in the meantime, though, Overbeks gonna be looking to fix a few technical issues, and we will be right back, ladies and gentlemen, for a very, very short break. We're just gonna fix things up as well on our end, and we'll see you guys very, very soon. This has been a pretty hot start between Overbeks and Ubis server, so you won't want to miss a single second of the action. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and it seems like we are going to be getting into map number 2 in just a bit. But we lost someone already, near and dear to our hearts. Fascinate has to hop on that for a single map just to fix something up on his end. And then on the side of our players, it seems like both teams are getting ready to go. Overbeks going to be getting a few of their rosters replaced just a little bit, and they just fixed a number of technical aspects as well on their side. So we are gonna see the debut of Bobby Bobbers here into this one. And I like the strategy here for Overbeks. They're gonna be like, okay, the debutantes are always the ones who are getting these victories. So what if we are the ones who bring someone new to the table, so they're able to finish up their roster and bring a new member into the Overbeks family? But as we are going to be getting into the next map, it will be Eichenwalde for map number 2. And Overbeks is down one map right now, but they will still be on the defense first, as Uber Server has opted to go on the attack instead. Let's get it on, let's get it done, let's get into the game, and we are going to be heading into Eichenwalde and its castle. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and here we are with map number 2 out of 4 in our matchup between Overbeks as well as Ubiserver. I'm Eric Hester Daks, and we are going to be bringing you the action to unfold here in our hybrid map. But early on, the Lijiang Tower seems like the name of the game was truly the Reinhardt versus Reinhardt battle. Penguilord with some good shatters, but Santa Pops just with the 1-up a few more times. And for Overbeks, they really tried to make that Symmetra work all the time, but unfortunately, it just ran out of steam. In the meantime, though, a few more tidbits from Mr. Rapert about that tank line. For Penguilord, actually, he really is the first one in and first one out. He usually is the tip of the spear, but unfortunately loses his life most often with a maximum record of 34 deaths, but he does get the second highest total damage, so it really becomes that DPS in that instance. It's the Symmetra more of a supporting DPS role, especially with the Photon Barrier. So we'll see with that in mind for Overbeks, how they will play things out, as they are going to be going for that Mercy Mara composition. It is Kaiser Ghost playing the Symmetra and Wafu on the Reaper. Now the interesting tidbit here right now is we do have the Echo enabled, but Ubiserver still not playing it whatsoever. Neither is the side of Overbeks. I'd love to see some Echo gameplay right here, right now, just to add on to our rosters. But hey, shots right here, right now, as it's Ice Too Big playing that far with Karna on the Mercy. Twin Mercies right now. But the problem here for Overbeks is they have no real way to deal with the far up in the air. They will have to play ground game instead, and that is exactly what Wafu is doing. Going on the Reaper right now, getting in the face of Santa Pops, going for the takedown. That will be the kill. And Penguilord's such an aggressive Reinhardt there, but they will lose Bobby Bubbers in behind. And the Mercy gonna fall on over. Shots right here, right now. Wafu trying to find one back. The Wrecking Ball trying to get on away as well. Sacred has been very, very pesky with the ball in the first place. But the Hamster gonna be surviving right now, and Ubiserver unable to get the foothold onto the point that they were looking for. This Farah is getting so much value. It's very close to the barrage already, but Ice Too Big needs to make it count, needs to get these frags, needs to find the opportunity. And here we go with the charge. Penguilord slamming into the wheelbarrow. Ice Too Big just one rocket away, one direct hit to get the barrage on. But here comes Ubiserver. They are onto the point. Let's right here, right now from Kalos. With a beautiful bubble there, keeping the Moira alive. Unfortunately, though, it's still concentration fire courtesy of Ice Too Big. Gonna get the takedown, but overall, Overbeks is all over the point right now, and only one tick taken here by the Ubiserver squad. So in the meantime, going for the beams, going for the barriers, and Overbeks looking to bust the balls of Ubiserver into this one. Seems like this time, the hibernating bears are still taking a nap, but Sacred is gonna go for a little bit of tech, and will run out of speed. Can he survive? Will he make it? No, Sacred, goodbye! Oh, he's surviving. He's at the kill zone, guys. He's literally there. He makes it out away from the action. Apparently is the most exciting time, but right here, right now, Kokombear with another good stun. And we have seen Ubiserver's McCree find these opportunities to get the flashbang on. Shots right now, they're keeping on coming. Here comes the Valkyrie, courtesy of Bobby Bobbers, keeping the top up along the way. Deadeye right now, from Kokombear, for the barrier in response. It's all about the shield barrier right here, right now. Ice Too Big, though, keeping the shots alive, looking for the pressure, looking for the punish. Sees Penguilord, though, will get that takedown. There we go with the charge as well. And for Ubiserver, keeping that to go. Lessons going for the rocket barrage. It's a beautiful combo right here, right now, from the Ubiserver squadron. And this should be enough to get those kills. Ubiserver onto the payload, onto that point, and they will get the capture here on Hybrid. So Uber server making a huge success there, and they were able to find the combo that they needed. Mandroid right now though ready with that Gravity Surge. Penguin in the meantime holding on to the Shatter. And for Overbeks, they can actually play close to be more or less a pest, especially for the 2 tank ultimates ready to go. Now another swap set again for Overbeks. They are going to go for the Ash as well as the Pharah for Kaiser Ghost. And unlike this, Kaiser Ghost does play a pretty decent Pharah, looking to go for the Brawl. And Cockambear, usually it's the McCree hunting the Rocketeer, but this time the Rocketeer hunts you. It's not Soviet Russia, it's Eichenwalde right here, right now. And Ice Too Big keeping the rain down on to the opposition. Here comes Kaiser Ghost though coming on back yet again. The Reinhardts brawling out in front, looking at each other menacingly. Me looks all about on opposite sides of the payload. And this is a pretty good stall here for Overbeks. All they need to do right now is keep Penguin Lord alive, and they should have the March of the Penguins going in their favor. But it's the Rocketeers up in the air. Kaiser Ghost trying to look for the flag. Ice Too Big in the meantime looking for a target. And a shadow from Penguin Lord, not gonna get much, but Santa Pop still gonna fall on the line of duty. Ubis server beaten back, gonna get broken into this fight. But they can actually get a little more value if Ice Too Big can get this barrage before the next engagement. So right here, right now, looking back on out, Kaiser Ghost and Mandroid still keeping things up. And his defense for Overbeks looking really potent into CQC. These swaps working out really in their favor, and Waffle finding some dynamic value to begin with. In terms of DPS right now though, it really is the Ice Too Big show. 5.9k on the damage department, really making it rain. It really goes to show when you have a Pharah just freely getting rockets to get onto the other side, well, it is going to be potency to a solid degree. But they still need to get more sustained. But you can see in Overbeks' end, they have a lot of healing in their department, and really goes to show you need to get those frags. You just can't do damage and do it only. But anyway, right here, right now, Combear playing the Widowmaker instead. And Ice Too Big giving another hit scan. That saves their own medicine. Gonna go for the shots. Rocket Barrage gonna get one, but Kaiser Ghost comes in from behind instead. And a CQC Rocket Barrage, absolutely ambitious, blows up in his face. Kaiser Ghost gonna be a ghost instead. And here comes the Coalescence right now, but Kalos doing it in front of Ice Too Big, and it's gonna be a melting point there, courtesy of the Pariha. Again with the CQC Rockets, this time from the side of Uber server, and both Pharos dying in a similar way. It's a little bit of deja vu, and Waffle has to hide alongside Bobby Brothers because Cockambear having the advantage. One headshot, gonna get that shutdown and make that too. Cockambear lining things up and setting things down. Uber server right now gonna go for that push. A minute on in left in this point. But they should be able to get the capture because Penguin Lord unable to get the touch on. It's all about the contest right here, right now. And Uber server will be able to take that point uncontested. This has been a really good matchup so far, and I'm very happy about the debut of Ube server versus Overbeks right now. They're really putting on such a good show here for the community. And if you guys do want to join in, we still have one last slot available in our 8-man invitational, 8-team invitational. But here comes the grab message from Mandroid, looking to go for the push into the back line. In the meantime, though, Valkyrie now gonna get popped by Bobby Bobbers. It's all about the top up, but here comes the grab the search instead. Shattered right now from Penguin Lord, even gonna get stunned off the Ice Too Big Vault thanks to the Pharah way too close to the ground. And here in this point, it's very interesting to see both Overbeks as well as Ube server still play the Rocketeer. There is a ceiling, there is somewhere you can hit your head, and Cockambear gonna go for a reset for some reason. Highly unfortunate, they're kind of messing up the movement in that instance. But hey, Ube server right now looking to go for the push. Cockambear gonna swap on over to McCree yet again. The Widowmaker not getting too much value. Ice Too Big in the meantime still holding on to the Rocket Barrage, but it's very risky here for Ube server. Lucky for them, Kaiser Ghost is still doing the same, and really goes to shows that a little more know-how for these two teams gonna go a long way. But Ice Too Big right now, and Cockambear putting on the pressure. That's a beautiful shot there from McCree. We'll get that takedown. Notbird now staying on the right-hand side. Coalescence is huge, and Mandroid they can take a brunt of the damage. The tank line getting eviscerated, getting cut to ribbons there by the Cole. And here comes the Rocket Barrage. It's time for a fireworks show by the King's Throne. The payload right now rounding the corner, already seeking an audience at the tail end. Can anyone from Overbeks actually get the sustain, can get the contest? It seems like it's not going to be the case, and Ube server finishes up the map 37 seconds to their name.
Score 0-3.
Solid round there, and we are going to be swapping those sides here in the New Wave Invitationals. The question still is though, can Overbeks be able to get a full cap as well? It really now depends on the offense here for Overbeks, and Uber server has been getting a lot of chip damage there, courtesy of Ice Too Big. I'll invite you, Pananica. Okay, so we'll just quickly fix that one up, so he should be good to go on the side of Overbeks. And in the meantime, for Ubiserver, as we said before, Ice Tubik doing a lot of damage, but they need to find better ways to secure those kills. It's an impressive effort from Ice Tubik to get those 11 for the second and third points, and it really goes to show the difference in the first place. It's such a huge difference when you're getting the kills as the Pharah compared to just doing chip damage, because it was like 4 kills by the first point, and then it rose up astronomically onto the second and the third. And that is what you want to do to Pharah. You getting gold medals on damage isn't just gonna be enough. You need to find those picks, or make sure your teammates find those picks. And for Ubiserver, that was the big difference on the latter half of this map. So for Overbeks though, they're gonna swap things over, and it's a Genji here for Wafu, as Kalos gonna be playing that Ana instead. Nano Blade apparently gonna be the name of the game. Gonna be very, very interesting to see how this one is gonna pan out. As Overbeks gonna go for that push. It's all about the heals right here, right now. Bobby Bobbers going for the top up as well. Penguin Lord in the meantime looking to go for the climb. And Ice Tubig back on the Fariha. It's a Pharah Mercy with the Ash, and Ubiserver might be able to get Boop here. A very interesting transition from Overbeks. They're going all the way to the right-hand side just to not take chip damage there from the side of Ice Tubig. And they really respect that Pharah there. Teleporter set on up, but the damage is way too much. And Ubiserver getting in the face of that teleporter. Here comes the charge though! Penguin Lord doesn't care, brings it along, and luckily gets the pin onto the Moira. But it's no man land right here, right now for the blue Reinhardt. Resurrection courtesy of Karna as well, bringing back Not Vernon. And Ubiserver gonna be able to hold. That was very, very ambitious, and it luckily got a kill. But for Overbeks right now, they need to rethink their strategy. They need to rethink how they are gonna go for the push. And they do so with a Sombra instead. So it's Kaiser Ghost looking to skulk. Translocator on that high ground as well. It's gonna be a good time to actually get the hack on to the opposition, especially into Santa Pop's side or the Pharah of Ice Tubig. It will ground both the Pharah and the Mercy to begin with. Kaiser goes in position to try and find a target there. Gets the hack right now onto Santa Pop's. Shatter is available, but his life isn't. And that is good tracking there from the Sombra, will lead to that takedown. Kalos right now going for the top up with the Reinhardt needing it a lot more. Now for Ubiserver, it's a free Shatter in behind. Santa Pop's gonna go for the pin, and will be bringing people along, but he shouldn't have gone for the charge. Could have gone for the hammer swings instead. But anyway, it still works out in favor of Ubiserver. Beautiful resurrection there from Karna, and Overbeks needs to respect that more. They have a Mercy on their side, so they know they want to go for res plays, and there is a Mercy on the other side, so they have to respect the same old thing. Karna finding these opportunities, and Kalos right now still sticking on with the Ana, but unfortunately here for the blue hand side, it seems like the healing department, it really isn't leading to the survivability of the tank line, while Kalos has a pretty solid 9k on that healing right now. The problem is Penguin Lord is just taking way too much damage than he should. It's something we already noticed on the last game, and Overbeks right now moving on to the point yet again. They're able to establish a foothold, but Bob is the great equalizer, making it a 6v6 yet again. Bear onto the side, throws the dynamite. Kalos not paying attention, but here comes Kaiser Ghost instead. Grabs the surge right now onto the objective. Bob gonna be backing on that. Bear fragging out though, does get 2. And it's gonna be 2 different beams looking to cross. Here comes the Pharah right now. Wafu gonna be on the inside, and the Deadeye being prime sees the one up in the air, but Ice Tubig, a parting gift, gonna be able to get that takedown. Parting shot connecting yet again. Sacred down already with the Graviton Surge, but can he actually force things out? How much energy does Sacred have? Not enough to get the damage done. Here comes Karna right now, popping the Valkyrie, and gonna be flying on around. Even though it does get hacked up, can still hide on the side. Without the pistol shatter there, I believe from Santa Pop's gonna lead to the kill onto the Mercy. And Santa Pops yet again just bailing the team out. Ubiserver though absolutely desperate, and the EMP right now from Kaiser Ghost gonna turn things around yet again in favor of Overbeks. Bear still fragging out though from above. Here comes Ice Tubig right now, and the DPS line making the difference that Ubiserver needs to hold. It was so close for both sides, but in the end, Ubiserver coming on back in full force. Highly heartbreaking though. No ticks even taken here by Overbeks, and Ubiserver looking to be in a solid command so far. 30 seconds remaining though, and here comes a push on, and Overbeks right now looking to get on over to the other side. With the Shatter online here for Penguin Lord, the last chance they have to take this victory. Guard the search for Mandroid might be the big deal as well, but I still be already ready with the barrage. A quick grab into the Rocketeers field of view. Gonna really seal the deal here for Ube's server. It really is the Bears right now looking to roam. We Bear Bears, and we Bear a game like this as Iceberg get the frag on the board. Ube's server in complete control. They lose one, but they will be able to hold on Eichenwalde. It's a full cap, it's a full hold. It's a beautiful score line here for Ube's server. They will take this map 3-0, and it seems like them being on the offense is something they really prefer.
Play of the game.
Play of the game goes over to Combear. That's the Ash getting some really good value with the Dynamites. And just finding the frags from the side, uncontested whatsoever, allows Ube's server to just take that victory yet again. 3-0. What a scoreline, what a showdown, and what a strong start here for the side of Ube server. That was a really fun, exciting game, but we are gonna be giving the map back to the side of Overbeks. They are going to be looking to try and trade things up and maybe go for a draw at the very least, as they are going to be down 2 maps right now. Uber server in the meantime going to be going for the attack. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, this is our map pool so far, taken by the side of Ube's server. They have really shown that they belong here in the New Wave Invitationals, and they have shown that they are not at the bottom of that pecking order, that's for sure. They have been able to impose whatever kind of strategies they want, and this has been very impressive results so far between Ice Tubig as well as Santa Pops. Karna finding those amazing resurrections as well that Overbeks needs to get the punish on. And speaking of Overbeks and that support line, actually, one more thing that Mr. Rebirth has brought up to my attention is on the side of their support, they don't really have too much impact in that degree. Kalos now stepping on up, getting some really good healing overall, but doesn't really have the best contribution. Needs to be able to zone in a little more, as he had a 7.5k total average healing, but only 6.73 per 10 eliminations, which is really on the bottom end of the spectrum. On the flip side though, Pananakoy, their other support has been so solid on the healing, but is usually the one who gets caught out into the forefront. So it really needs to they find a way to find that balance, because Kalos needs to find a way to participate more. Pananog needs to find a way in the meantime to survive a little more. Maybe a little pocket play against the other support might really help out here for the side of Overbeks. And if they can really step on up, it will enable Penguin Lord to make all that damage matter. Because Penguin Lord is taking the damage, Penguin Lord is doing the damage, is really such a jack of all trades right now, as we are going to get confirmation of our next map. So it's going to be Dorado next on the list. And the real question right here, right now, is will Ube's server actually be able to take another one on the board? But Dorado, really interesting map, a lot of different capabilities, and I like the pick here for Overbeks. I can see where the Symmetra teleports are going to be going on in the first place. It's going to be looking so pesky, it's going to be looking so annoying in so many instances, but Ube's server going to be still staying on the attacking role. But there you go guys, we do have confirmation of our next map. And it will be the map of Dorado. Really bring out those maracas and just celebrate along the way. Seems like the Overbeks as well as Ube's server are going to be having their specs, having their subs on the board. No subs, let's just quickly check on them to begin with. They have really shown on up so far. And this has been a very fun affair to begin with. In the meantime, guys, that's what's going on, what's going down, how you guys liking our match so far. And we still are looking to fix up our Thursday schedules. We will not have any announcements on that front. But thank you guys for tuning on in and enjoying your daily dose of the New Wave Invitationals. Your weekly dose, rather, twice a week. What is twice a week? It's not bi-weekly, it's like what? Every 3 to 4 days. Every something like that. Oh, Mr. Fascinate, he's back.
Yes, I am.
So what do you think? We're gonna get Dorado next on the list, and we are gonna be getting started into this one. What did you first notice about Eichenwalde earlier on, and what do you think is gonna be, the things to talk about into this one?
I really wasn't able to watch of the Eichenwalde. But as far as I can see it, the DPS lineups are really shaping up like a lot of what's going to happen next, especially during team fights. We saw that Ice Too Big and Bear can really hold it out, especially Ice Too Big's Farah. And yeah, also they're also like to uh, or rather they're lucky to have these maps where it's like Farah centric. At least for Dorado, the first and second point, yeah, you can play Farah because it's a bit of an open map up to an extent, and here we see a Farah pick again, and like what I've said, they really prefer this kind of setup where they have a Farah on one DPS and the other on like something like Ash, Soldier, or McCree, and
Yeah,
play on the long range side of things.
it really is about learning as well how to play against that Pharah, and if you know how to play the Pharah in the first place, you're gonna be able to dominate as long as your opposition don't have a mean hit scan on the board. It works really well
Right.
as well into the more standard ladders over the highest of the higher ranks. And in the meantime, here comes Bear as well as Ice Too Big, looking to play the rooftops. A really long rotation here for Uber servers of Pharah. Gonna be over the shillings right now, looking to escape, looking for the shots. Kaiser goes taking the brunt of the damage, and really good sidelines here for our Ash player.
Right, and you can see here that Overbeks is playing this very patiently and trying not to get grouped by the ball. But the first pick goes to Kaiser Ghost and Bear. Really nice initiation there.
Kaiser goes finding that one from the side, and Karna gonna go for the resurrection yet again. Uber server still unpunished for those reses, and it's just a good way here for Karna to find the opportunities to begin with. But Uber server right now looking to go for the push. Santa pops out in front. They are playing that Mercy Moira on both sides, really about to sustain here and now. And onto the high ground we go. Shots right now though keeping on coming. Kaiser Gross looking for an opportunity here and there. Waffle in the meantime all the way in behind and gets the headshot, gets the thing there onto Bear. But here comes the coalescence right here right now. Bobby Bobbers keeping the top up on the Sigma. Gonna be out in front as well. Mandroid with a few Hyperspheres as well. But here comes the shatter right now. Santa Pop's gonna go for the pin. Penguin Lord brought to the back line. And not Vernon with the coalescence instead. 3 frags on the board right here right now. Uber server gonna be able to get the push that they need. Absolute domination into this front. And the first point now gonna get taken. It seems like Uber server has made a wish into the fountain. And Dorado will be able to just grant it.
The first point, in the first point, all they needed was Santa Pop's Shatter and Vernon Samura Coalescence to break it open and push on to the second point. Very well done here, and they have 4 ults on the second point for them to use and potentially snowball here.
And you can see the Penguin Lord here on the defensive, and it's just taking so much damage. Kalos and Bobby Bars are trying to do a good job at keeping the top up on. But Penguin Lord right now is always forced back. He hasn't died too many times, he's only died once actually. But the big deal here is, for Overbeks, they're losing that shield, they're losing the positioning just to the pressure from the server. And right now, the DPS line are really making a big difference. Sacred though playing that wrecking ball, looking to bounce around. The Sigma of Mandroid close to that flux, but Penguin Lord now getting caught out in the open. Is that gonna be a takedown there? Wafu backing on out yet again. He has the Bob available, can just toss it over to the other side. Here comes Sacred right now, gonna be out in front. Santa Pops with that far strike, and Uber server looking for the push. So close already at the second point, they can taste it, Mr. Yuki.
Exactly, and this is the snowball that we're looking for. Even using less ults than I initially thought they were going to use, but this is basically just a free point, second point capture for the server squad.
Yeah, this is such an avalanche right now. This is literally Uber server overrunning the opposition. They started things off kind of slow actually on Lijiang Tower, especially on that first map. But here and now in Dorado, they are really a fistful of steam and looking to push on through. These debuting teams having the same game plan all throughout, and it's working really well right now in terms of Uber server and their success. They're just so close already to the end. Ice Too Big looking nigh unstoppable on this Farah, and Kaiser is going to be swapping on back to that Sombra gets a hack onto the Ash, not the biggest deal, honestly. The Dynamite as well as the Coach Gun can't be used, but it's all about the rifle in many instances. And Overbeks right now really trying to fend the Ash off. Bear looking for that flank onto the side, not Vernon in the meantime, holding on to the Coalescence, but Ice Tubing again with another frag. The payload is so close, they can already taste it here, as the Bind's gonna be into the middle. It's so Sacred really setting things up to look for the knockdown. Wap getting on the board yet again. Mandroid right now, the wind, the Flux gets the catch on the one. Here comes the Coalescence right here right now, not Vernon, going for the top up, and I field in the way, but Santa Pop's now gonna die in the field of battle. Counter Coalescence, and Overbeks looking to use their ultimate to stay alive. Can they do it? All about the healing right here, right now. Rocket Barrage in the spots, and Ice Tubing makes that one huge! Those two in the front line gonna get taken down. Mandroid and Carlos will get caught out in the open. And Bear is like, okay, I guess you killed everyone for me. I don't need to do this flank anymore. Takes the angle on the left-hand side. Buffer right now gonna be on that Genji, taking his Dynamite during damage. And gonna be Swift striking on in. But Kaiser Ghost gonna be there as well. Could have been a little better there for Overbeks to actually go for the decision. Not at the same time. But here and now, it's time for the Amp Pinch. It's time for the Reinhardt going with the pin as well. Ryan Winston into the forefront. And can Mandroid actually get to the Primal Rage in the first place? Palin gonna get pushed. Penguin Lord doesn't step in time. And Overbeks forgets to step on the toes of the opposition, and they will lose out here on Dorado. A big time back this time for the side of Ubis server.
As soon as I was going to say they're doing a great job holding it, Ice Too Big popping up his barrage and just clearing out people and basically enabled Ubis server to push in and take control of the third point. And also, Dax, I've also realized something. This might not be like exactly 100% true, but this is just a realization that I thought of.
What is it? What is this?
Right,
what is
right. These new teams, right? I just realized that whenever we have new teams, they are set against a team that's kind of like a bad matchup for them. For example, last week we had Overwine and Overbeks, right? Overwine didn't have an answer to Overbeks Symmetra. Now, Overbeks is set up against our newest team, Uva Server, which really prefers the Pharah. And you know what Overbeks' comfort pick is? Symmetra, right? And
Yes.
it really, it kind of really messed up their compositions now that they can't, or rather, they're still trying Symmetra now, but this is going to be very, very hard for them. And yes, the third caster is really going on point on the backline. You can see.
I don't need to do play-by-play. Let's get the third caster on. Let's get this third caster on board, okay? I don't need to do play. So
She got excited with the Symmetra pick going up here.
We got excited for your big brain explanation. So
right.
just so we can talk real quick without third caster screaming in the background. The point Yuki's trying to make, guys, is the Pharah is good against the Symmetra and Uber server is on point with the Pharah. So there you go. That's the show. Rockets are very, very painful. Pretty big brain explanation. Low quality setup. This is only gonna be here and now in the PH scene. Third caster on the board. We always call the baby the third caster. What's the name of the baby anyway?
Her name is Sophia. And,
Sophia.
yes.
So we have Daks, we have Fascinate, and we have co-caster number 3, Sophia. So yeah, you gotta send me a picture of the baby so we can do the 3 caster setup. No problem, guys.
True.
You gotta send me that one. As Uber server does really hold on to this first corner. They start things off strong with the Pharah, but it's Mandroid right now playing that Winston. And surprising Bear, but again, Karna. Another resurrection! It seems like this doctor cannot do any wrong, Mr. Yukinates, as here comes Ice Tubik into the forefront yet again. Sacred don't gonna take the brunt of damage. Waffle gonna find that kill, so striking on in, but a little too late to get that reset, and the Genji in dire straits. Overbek forced on back. Bear with a huge dynamite to get the catch on. And again, Uba server holding steadfast. They really understand how to play this high ground with the Ash and with the skies on Ice Tubik's side.
Bear and Ube squad is just abusing this high ground. Bear just setting up there, getting free headshots, free hits, and there's nothing Overbeks can really do about it unless they try and hard dive this Ash, which is they're going to try and do right now.
Yeah, really is gonna be all about the precision, all about the push right here, right now. And Bobby Bobbers right now gonna pop that Valkyrie. Kaiser Ghost still gonna get the frag on, throws the Sandscator onto the high ground. And the thing I like from Overbeks side is they are really trying to get control of the high ground. And Kaiser Ghost, this time he tried for it. He tried to stop Garnet, but Garnet is still just unstoppable. You cannot stop the resurrection. He will bring everyone back to life. It really is gonna be no regrets right here, right now, playing God, as Ubis server apparently just gonna be dodging as many of those shots as possible with the Mercy.
Right, and exactly what they're trying to do is take control of this high ground, but at the same time, they don't have like the. I think they're half committing it again with Reinhardt, the other tank. But here's the initiation.
Oh, the shatter from Penguin Lord, and into the blade we go. Overbeks this time getting the combo. That is a little bit of style points as well here for the blue hand side, and we are gonna commend them for their efforts. Let's give them an A+ for effort, as well as an A+ on execution. They find the picks, they get the blade on. This is pretty clean there from Overbeks' side, not really overcommitting. I feel like the naked blade with the shatter is a good way to mop the floor against the opposition.
Right, and as we said, exactly, great execution by the combo of 2 DPS. And now they got the Ashe immediately, but she was able to pop Bob off before she dies, so this can be an easy way out.
It's like when you decide to leave a door stopper on the door.
Yeah,
that's what pretty much Bob is. You can be gone, but at least he's still there for a while, and someone will have to kick him off. Eventually, though, Bob gonna say, "You didn't pay my salary. I'm piecing out. I'm not doing this for free." But Kaiser Ghost right now gonna get that free pick onto Ice Too Big after the hack comes on. Bobby Bobbers even whipping out the pistol, and Overbeks has had enough. They're gonna be like, "We need more damage, guys," and will bring in the Mercy to do so. Bob right now getting a frag as well. And here for Kaiser Ghost, you can really see the utility aspect of this DPS. He's gonna need more potency though into the future, but right now he just needs that EMP. Overtime now taking on away the Zarya of Sacred, gonna be on position onto that payload, and Iceberg in the meantime staying on the high ground, just looking to rain it down. Wafu though fragging on that, has the blade in hand. The Genji getting a chain of kills. It's all about momentum here for Overbeks as they get that first point.
They are really grinding this out, and it's really good that they're farming, like they're preserving their ult economy for the next fight. We're going to see another EMP blade here the next coming clash, and but let's see what Ubi server does now, since they have a set of ultimates that can possibly counter the EMP and blade.
The biggest play here for Ubi server is to really space on that. They cannot have the Farm Mercy with the tank line whatsoever.
But
and Wafu though, oh, he's gonna whip that blade! Oh my god, but Karna still gets the rest! Karna still gets the rest, even with the blade in front of his face. It doesn't matter! The Mercy will get the rest this time though at the cost of her life. But here comes the EMP right now from Kaiser Ghost. That's a big one there. We said it before that Ubi server needs to play away from each other, but it seems like their strength are in numbers, and Santa Pop's gonna be strong into the front line. Gets the shatter on before Penguin Lord can come on back. That's a huge one. And look at that.
Right.
He was timing that one. He was timing that one really to try and bait the opposition, to expect Penguin Lord to go for the shield, but no sir. He gets the pixel perfect transition. Let's just watch that one again. Look at the timing. Look at that huge timing there from Santa Pops. Really showing on up with the shatter. He waited it out, lined it up, and just allowed Ubi server to hold yet again.
Also, what is another untimely thing is when Wafu pulled out his blade on the Mercy, but Mercy was again she has the right idea there, but the Mercy had an even better one and surviving the blade, and was able to rest.
Just do it.
Right.
Go for the res. There's still a cast time to whip that blade out, and he needs to do 2 of them to actually get the takedown, unless you can really get the tech on to work. It really depends though on how well your Genji can play, and right here, right now, Ubi's server yet again holding steadfast onto the corner. Rock barrage right now from Ice Too Big, literally again just gonna be a hail, a barrage from above, and you can say these are the hails the size of rockets and packing the same explosive power. Ice Too Big playing to his namesake, honestly. It's just really pelleting the opposition. Santa Pops with a interesting shatter.
Overcommitment there, but just asserting his dominance.
It's like, no,
asserting his dominance.
This is how I will get the kill, and this is how we will do it. But they need to touch Overbeks. Oh no, so close.
Unfortunate, so close there with a charge, but to no avail. Wasn't able to touch. This is Overwatch, and that Uber server really dominating this series so far.
And my fourth map pa guys. Remember, we doing a four map format. This isn't BO. This isn't BO5. This is a four map. Overwatch League Season 1, guys. Overwatch League Season 1. But there you go. I believe the game was over to that Mario. And Uba server with a pretty dominant victory here in Dorado, really sealing the deal, will allow them to take their first match win here in the New Wave Invitationals. And Mr. Tanaka, wow, just Uba server having the right things, and apparently, I guess your point makes sense. Rock paper scissors in a
Right,
scenario like
exactly.
this. It's tools these teams have. Apparently, just matching up with each other. It's like, we can play this, right? We can play this something else that really screws your composition over. And Uba server making Overbeks really have to think about the drawing board and have to think
Exactly.
what else are they gonna play besides that sim.
Right, and this is making Overbeks choose a composition, right, that they're not comfortable with, or I mean, it goes to show that they have some practice with different types of compositions. But what I think they're truly known for, I mean, it shows from their team logo that they really prefer playing Symmetra, and they actually did try playing Symmetra against on the first point in their attack, but they instantly changed to a dive comp once they realized that, oh, it's really going to be hard time. We're going to have a hard time pushing this through with the Symmetra pick, and they're trying to adapt. That's a really good thing. That's a really nice idea for them. But this is going to be a very hard adaptability. Rather, this is going to be a hard time to adapt to, or a strategy to adapt, because if you're not comfortable with a different strat, then you really need to uh, be
Mhm.
more or have more confidence.
That's true. It really goes to show the Wafu way is the right way here for Overbeks. They
Right,
need
right,
they need to
right.
figure out
Exactly.
a composition that they can rely on besides the Symmetra. And I've
Yes.
seen Kaiser Ghost whip out that Pharah and whip out the Sombra, but against Ice Too Big right now, Kaiser Ghost is looking a little shaky. Ice Too Big really having that superiority, that expertise on the hero. And meantime, the Sombra, I do like the EV plays here for Overbeks, but at the same time, they're not really able to capitalize on two things. The Sombra is unable to really find targets of opportunity that well, as often as possible, and when they go for the EMPs, they're not really coordinated too quickly. So these criticisms, of course, just to help them really into the future onto the tenants they can work on. But Kaiser Ghost has really good positioning on that Sombra, honestly. You can see he understands how to infiltrate, you can see how he understands how to get on over to the other side and make sure he has the angle to get the hack, to get a proper EMP. But just for Overvex, they need to be on point as a team to make it happen, to actually get on through to the other side, to just really capitalize on a pick like that, because for a fact that here for Orbex, they need more potency. They really need more potency on that DPS line.
Right, and I'm expecting that Overbex would choose a. They're going to pick the map since they lost, and um, I'm I'm expecting them to choose a map that favors Symmetra, kind of. For example, in Assault, they would I would very much like to see some Horizon or Hanamura, right? But they're opting for Anubis, if I'm correct. Is that right?
Yep. You
Yeah.
are
So,
correct on that
and
count. And
and right,
yeah,
even
Anubis.
if you can make Symmetra work here, yes. But then again, this is also a map where Farah can really shine. So
That's true, that's true, that's true. And just quick little FYI, guys, if you are checking out the stats right now, make sure that you are able to coordinate a few things. So we did get some substitutions on in terms of roles for Overbex, as well as the side of Uba server, bringing in Chico for Sacred. And it seems like, though, both teams are getting ready to go. And there's something I do want to fix up in terms of the New Wave Invitationals, guys, and we are gonna start it right here, right now. This is also a notice for our stats sheet to check out the order of how the players are gonna be put into the lobby, as we are gonna be getting into the game. And we have confirmation of our fourth map, as Uber server is taking a 3-0 sweep for the moment. Our fourth map gonna be Temple of Anubis, and seeing how Symmetra is played on this map on both attack and defense really is a show to behold. We'll see though if Overbeks can really execute in the first place, or will the Pharah yet again be able to reign supreme on home turf? What do you think, Yuki? What do you think is going to be the show here, the play for Uber server into this one?
Ubi server might have an advantage here, especially if they try and pull off a something like Farah Widow or Farah Hanzo or something like that. And if Overbeks decides to pick a close range type of composition, and now we're again seeing a Symmetra pick over here on the side of Overbeks, and
yeah, we
but
gotta quickly
opting for
pause.
an echo, right?
Yeah, but we'll have to quickly reset the thing. And because Opus are gonna be wanting to go on the defense first, so let's just quickly transition over into that. Sorry, our sacred is lagging. It's okay, it's okay. So we're just gonna set things up real quick. And oh, an echo perhaps here for the two compositions. So we will quickly go for the reset just to make sure. What do you think though? What do you think about echo picks coming into this one?
Echo picks, they might like the echo picks because this is kind of an easy map, I guess, to traverse, since flying here has an advantage, especially on the I think or rather both sides, in my opinion. And right, they probably have something up in their sleeves, picking up an echo. Echo isn't really that this kind of hero that everyone has a
Mastered,
full
basically.
grasp. Yeah, full mastered, exactly.
Yeah, we're just making sure everything is gonna be a-okay, and yeah, we are gonna have our side swap. Uber server gonna be on the defense this time, Overbeks gonna be on the attack, and everything is good to go. Let's get back into Temple of Anubis. So apparently the team captain getting some water when we asked, like, are you guys going to attack defense? Come on, you already know the system. And it's like, oh, we started the map and we want to be on the defense. It's like, okay, whatever, it's in your rights. And let's get back into this one. So one thing, Mr. Yuki, I actually changed up into the lobby, especially since we're understanding more and more the rules of these players, is we are going to be ordering them accordingly. So yeah, tanks in the front, DPS in the middle, and supports on the end for both teams that's order. I like it a lot better. It looks really clean, and to the stats people right now watching this, take note of how the positions have been changed, and we will be looking into a format like this into future matches here in the New Wave Invitationals. But as we said, it is going to be echoes into the air between Waffle and Cockenbear. Ice Tubig though, we're laying that bastion, and it is going to be the Bap Ana. I like this competition here for Upa's server. They do have an understanding to play that barrier comp, but they're going to blind Zarya rather than the double barrier of the Orisa Sigma. This is going to be more damage, but at the cost of more risk, and Wafu, sticky bombs are on board. Here comes the echoes. Look, the fly in the air.
They're opting for a Symmetra on the attack, and probably going to look to set up on the their back. I think they're going to teleport above here. Oh, but unfortunate that the Echo gets Cockenbear gets the other Echo on the other side of the team, and that's basically over for Overbeks' attack.
Yeah, they're really struggling to get onto the other side, but they are in position on the inside. Very interesting though that Wafu is still playing on the ground, can fly on over to the opposite end. I'm seeing in maps like this where you can play the Pharah normally, that the Echo can really transition all the way to the other side to the back angles very, very quickly. Now, the interesting thing to note that Ube's server is not going to be playing the Pocket Echo. They are going to be going for the Anubis instead, which can get some really good healing from the side. It really is similar to playing that Naked Pharah to begin with. And I, for one, am still not a fan of the Pocket Mercy with the Echo, but I've heard a lot of results and I've seen in a lot of scrims that it is very, very effective at getting some really quick kills if the execution is just right. So it really goes to show, it really depends on the hero, but right here, right now, Ice Tubig gonna be getting the rip on. That's Bastion on the high ground, but has to get on the way because Wafu piling on the pressure. Shatter right now from Santa Pops, though, yet again imposing as well. And here we go with a charge on Ats. Bangalore gonna go on down. The Echo's getting kills all about, and Wafu is so close to the duplication. still, it's all about those sticky bombs raining on down to Not Vernon, and Overbeks having the advantage in these even trades, because on the first point of any 2 CP map, advantage has to be in favor of the attack.
And I like how Overbeks adjusted their style of attack. Instead of opting on the platform on the left side, they choose to use the teleport straight to the point.
You know, it is going to be straight to the point as well. It's attack rolling on in. Apparently, Cairo has not had enough of those holds. But here comes the duplication, bringing another Reinhardt into the full combo. Close to the shatter already. Gonna go for the slam onto the support line. This is the power of the Echo ultimate. And we'll get that takedown there. Comber getting frags on the board. And really trying to be a one-man army. Wafu in the meantime used the duplication earlier on. And Overbeks right now gonna be able to get onto the point and go for the capture. Echo gameplay from our two sides, and really goes to show just a few variances here and there between our two teams.
And that's where their weakness, the composition of Ryan Zarya on a Bastion comp showed. Bastion just got, even though he has a high ground, he really didn't have a safe position because he doesn't have a shield. Since if the Reinhardt needs to contest the point, then he'll be he doesn't have any cover.
And what else is gonna have no cover? The self-destruct coming onto the point, and that is gonna blow up the eye field. Good positioning there from Not Vernon, making sure he's in front of that eye field before it blows, just in case he does take some fatal damage. Not Vernon right now keeping things up though, going with the shots, and this Batiste showing up with that tracking all the way. Chico in the meantime having a hot start on that Zarya. I've played with Chico before, I've seen him pretty potent with this hero, and Phantom Puffs right now gonna go for that charge. Takes care of Penguin Lord. Shatter is available, used it up earlier on, and there you go. Frags on the board here for Uber server yet again. It's the Reinhardt holding steadfast. Well, Kalos gonna go back into the mech and should try to disengage into this one.
And he should be safe here. Also, a really good defense right there for Uber server. Not using a lot. Committing only the shatter and Nano Boost, if I remember, if that's correct, if my memory serves me right. And they should be good for the next 1 or 2 pushes here from the side of Overbeks.
Twin flyers on the board, there really has to be some hit scan right now from Overbeks' side. But since they're playing the Symmetra, it's gonna be a Reinhardt yet again on duplication mode. Wafu in the meantime turning into the Ana instead. In the meantime being bounced around. That's very interesting actually to go for the Ana swap. What if you can actually get more Nano Boost than one? But hey, here comes the Coalescence right here right now from Kazakos. Overbeks trying to make it over to the other side, and to that point, Kazakos still fading on back to the objective just to basically die in the field of battle. But very, very interesting duplications there. Comber with a tried and tested Reinhardt, getting some really quick shatters. Such a big game changer. But the Wafu turning into Diana, that's very interesting. I'd love to see have more interactions with maybe multiple Nano Boosts if it's possible. Really depends on the duration though.
And also, he can choose to duplicate the Pharah and just rain above, since they won't be able to have a proper counter to that. Only like if Ana and Bap can counter the Pharah, but
yeah, that's for sure, that's for sure. But you know, as the shatters do come, and Chico goes for that Graviton Surge, seems like Uber Server committing the tank line duo to try and survive, but no! This is looking really good for Overbeks. They're able to get the position on, and Mandroid right now allotting the team kill for the rest of the squad, and now ticks being taken. We do see some swaps onto the ball, onto the fist, but it's just way too late for Uber Server. And I just want to talk about real quick that Uber Server whipping out the Pharah as well as the Echo on the other side. That is really when you gotta bring a hit scan on the board. But in an instance like this, when both of those two flyers are playing way too close to the ground, Overbeks able to get a punish on, Overbeks able to find the opportunity, setting up with the Symmetra. And in the end, it is now gonna be Uber Server on the attack as Overbeks is able to finish them off on top of Anubis with 137 on the clock. This is what 2CP is all about, Mr. Tanaka. And really seeing the Pharah Echo gameplay, very, very interesting from Uber Server's side.
And again, this really goes to show that Overbeks really favors the Symmetra pick. You see how every time they push, they opt for a different approach. Of the first attack, they switched onto the right platform, and that failed, and they went towards just straight to point, and that basically let them capture first point. And when they pushed on the second, they used the teleporter from different angles, and the last one being in the right side of the point, near the spawn point of the defender side of Uber server, and seal the deal. And uh, as long as Uber server can recognize these patterns from Overbeks, they should be able to defend very easily from now on.
And something to note for Uber server, they have a lot of damage as a team. 21k to the 13k Overbeks has been able to do. And they were pretty solid on the defense net, but it was really the fact that it was all about trades. Overbeks has been getting value out of their damage more often than Uber server. And this is something we've seen from Ice Too Big earlier on, especially in map number 1. He's able to get some really good chip damage, but with 6k damage and only 4 kills and 6 assists to his name, it really goes to show there's a little lack of pure potency here from Uber server. They understand how to find picks, they understand how to get spam on, but they're really unable to finish things off, and it cost them more or less that last point defense because it was trades, and in the end it was just enough for Overbeks to step on up to the objective. But hey, it's their attack right now. They can afford to be a little more even on these engagements until the second points, but they will lose the Pharah way too close to those sentry turrets. Mandroid right now gains some value with the Symmetra. Santa Pop's gonna go for the charge onto the right hand side, and Mandroid is just demolishing everyone. Overbeks, when we interviewed them last session, they said they are all Symmetra mains, #reformed, but when you swap one out for another sim main, it is time to prove who can really get the lethality on, and Mandroid is just destroying everyone in those sidelines. 10 kills to the name of the sim, Waffle having the same kind of stat line, and I like the adjustments here for Overbeks. They're really putting on a good show in the air and on the ground.
Right, that's exactly right. And I like how they also position themselves really well, going near or not staying far from each other this time, and opting for a good positioning and targeting selections.
And look at that. It's Overbeks playing the tried and tested. I'm a diva, I will run into you with DM to just counteract that defense matrix. Perfect call there from the side of Overbeks, and Kalos doing a really good job on this diva right now. Gonna get D-Mech though, and here comes the blade from Wafu. No, it's not. It's Wafu turning into the Genji. That duplication, surprising everyone, gets the cut on the Chico.
Bamboozled.
Dude, I'm bamboozled every single time.
Every time, yeah. It's kind of hard to see, especially if you're not spectating on the POV of the player. You're spectating like far away, third person view. It kind of gets confusing. I'd probably get confused myself. But I still be getting a very good pick.
Oh, that's a huge one. That's a huge one right there. Bobby Bobbers, does he have the rest? Can he go for it? They're not opting to do so. Oh no, Bobby Bobbers, he's gonna try and do a Karna, and it is just gonna be Uber server with that one. But Gravity Surge right now gonna catch out too. Here comes Fame, they're trying to go for the Spencer Shatter, self-destruct in behind as well, forcing the fate. But Chico right gonna get his cheek blown off in this instance, and Mandroid vaporizing everything yet again. Karna right now flying on around Cocombear, has to back on out after the blade, not really getting too much, and Uber server gonna get stuck on the other side. Seems like these swaps here for the side of Overbeks working out in their favor, and Kalos on the Diva is a really good response. Overbeks might be wondering if what would have been the case here if only they went on Diva earlier, but hey, Uber server gonna be able to get onto the objective. Every defense falls eventually, and Overbeks doing such a good job during that time back. They're able to set on up to the second point right now without any staggers, and Uber server will be able to get that capture.
It's unfortunate that Overbeks almost was almost, yeah, they were able to defend that if not for Uber server's Karna resting Chico on the side, and a 1v3 turn 2v2, and Chico made the most out of it.
Karna res is unstoppable. We have confirmed it. No matter what you do, Karna will get that res. So why do you even bother?
Another unstoppable is Santo Pop's Chatter as he gets 4 people on the point.
Unfortunately, though, not enough follow-up even with the charge, and no picks going in their favor, but Ice Too Big right now. It's time for the barrage yet again, but this time, it's not going to quench any thirst, because that's going to be a takedown onto Ice Too Big Resurrection, though. Bobby Bobbers, and both sides really not respecting these mercies, going for those resurrections. Those are great targets to get the kill. Kalos right now, though, with self-destruct on the left-hand side. Santa Pops this time, though. Proper shield play, and Ice Too Big going to swap on over to the Junkrat instead. Coming in from spawn right here, right now. Santa Pops again gets the stun onto the right-hand side, and he has to be confident confident after that one. He has to be really proud of himself, able to get the defense on this offense, and it's a May right now from Android. Instead, it's really all about the stall, especially the ice block gonna be a big factor, but no, the healing doesn't come, and Cal's gonna come onto the point instead. Onto the left though, damage being done on the Kaiser Ghost. Penguin Lord looking to return with the Shatter, grabs the surge right now to seal the deal, but here comes Penguin Lord, rampaging in behind, trying to go for the pin, gets the boop onto that Coalescence, and that should be enough though for Uber Server to get the capture as the Reinhardt drops onto the low ground, and we are gonna go to a second round of action with the red hand side attacking first.
Man, a lot of Mercy Rest going unnoticed, but that the last Mercy or Mercy Rest rather was stopped fortunately, and that led to Ubi Server being able to capture 2 points for
Yes.
Temple of Anubis.
Yes, guys, who the thunk when you stop the res from happening that you would win the fight? Who the thunk? Who the thunk? You know,
Who
the
the thunk?
Mercy's not shooting, no problem, we'll leave him be, but jokes aside, if you see a Mercy going for the Resurrection and your team is in position for it, go for it. It makes sure that your pick is valuable. Make sure that the pick you went on the first place is gonna be where you're working on. Because if you let a res happen, it messes up basically with your game plan. Because usually when you have a pick, you push in or advance or do whatever kind of strategy based on the who you got to pick off. If it's a tank, then well, you're gonna be able to be more imposing with your tank line. If it's a DPS, you're gonna be able to make sure that you're not taking too much spam or you don't need to check those off angles. If it's support, you can just overrun the opposition without that sustain. But when the resurrection comes and you're caught out suddenly in a bad spot, well, that is where you can really get punished when playing against a Mercy. It's a food for thought for many players, but right here, right now, has been an impressive effort from both of our teams. Looking at kill participation though, Chica's been doing such a good job making sure that he's always in the thick of things with around 30 elims to his name. But Bear whipping out the Widowmaker, beautiful entry frag on the Bobby Bobber. Someone get this guy an operator because this guy is just fragging on out from above.
A huge pick there from Bear. Now, this is a really good initiation. Once you get a first pick as Widow, it's really going to have the other side of the team will have a hard time pushing towards you because as much as possible you want to have complete a 6 to be able to push, and Chico's hook there from Bobby to Bobby Bobbers is just like the icing on cake, and Overbeks just really have one more chance to push this while Santo Pops almost has his ult.
Teleported onto the high ground, and here comes the hook immediately. Goodbye to Wafu! Santo Pops with a shot, a huge nade there from Karna. But luckily for Overbeks, if they don't stagger themselves, if they relax, don't push desperately like Penguin Lord's doing. No, Penguin Lord, don't do this! You're gonna get staggered! Because with a quick win like that on the defense, it could have been another attack for Overbeks that was proper, but with the tag line getting demolished by Chica and Bear, well, it seems like it's not going to be the case. Just want to get Bear in that first defense. The Echo literally diving in his face, and he was able to get that shot. Looking for the mod. It's not going to happen here from Android. And that is going to be a defense to hold here for Uber Server. Now, one tick to get 2. One tick for 2 minutes. That is
a really
doable.
smart play there by Uber Server side. It's not really that Penguin Lord opt to stagger himself, but it was more like the Ana slept Penguin Lord, and they just decided to, oh wait, let's stall this Reinhardt out and like stall him so that they would have a harder time if ever they can touch the point on the next side. But right, really smart play there from Uber Server.
Yeah, a few advanced tactics whipped out by Uber Server really goes to show how big that community can be. And this team representing the Discord of Uber Server right now, really making sure that they can make their Mama Mercy proud. Who's just watching in the spec as well as in the chat. Just quick little note, she is also part of the roster to round things up, as we do have more or less our teams having 8-man roster. It really does beg the question, will we expand? We'll see. We'll see what the plan is gonna be as soon as we get that 8 team. We do have a number of plans just sitting right now, waiting for our 8 to get into the New Wave Invitationals. And again, guys, if you do want to join something like this, feel free to hit us up and we can coordinate with you and your stack accordingly. There's only one slot up for grabs left, and then we will be closing these kind of invites for until the next season if that happens. But as soon as 8 teams are set and done, the only way to join the Invitationals would be to join a team already into the system in the first place. But right here, right now, Uber server knows the system of Temple of Anubis. Gonna be going over to the left-hand side, but very smart here from Overbeks. Gonna go for the ice wall already to separate that one, and they can go for the punish. Here goes Bangalore join on the inside, but Ice Too Big has already done one better, playing the Junkrat, going for the spam, and is a quarter of the way for that Riptar. Here comes the charge though. Stat to Pops really low, needs to survive. Kylos gonna be able to get that takedown there, zapping Karna to its demise.
Bear was trying to separate in his own style play, like contesting the point, but to no avail. But here we go, Ice Too Big getting a pick off on these metals.
Penguin Lord!
Shatter Penguin Lord!
That's a big one in behind, and that is just Overbeks celebrating that one. Penguin Lord's like, I got a big one. Mom, get the camera. That's going on the highlight reel.
You're not the only one who can shatter lots of people's Huntobab, says Penguin Lord, and he's showing a really asserting dominance over Uva squad right here.
Yeah, and Penguin Lord has been very, very potent with the shatters, especially on that second point defense earlier on. Was able to really bring it back a few times there for Overbeks, but right now they still need to hold one more time. Uber server using the time, but to slowly but surely transition onto the high ground. Now, a big deal breaker here for the side of Overbeks will be this Junkrat, because Kalos gonna get caught on the backhand, allows Ice Too Big to get that Riptire available, and now it might be time to let it rip. Bobby Bob is still with a kill on the one, but it's gonna be a triple kill for Ice Too Big! You know, guys, water has 3 forms: solid, liquid, and gas, but apparently there's a 4th, explosive, because that's the Junkrat getting the kill there. Carter right now with the nano boost, Wafu though with a blizzard from the grave, and it might turn things around, because there's the freeze. They go for Ice Too Big first. Good target prioritization here from Kalos, gets the primal rage in time, and Overbeks is looking for the draw. Overbeks is looking to survive, but it's not gonna happen, because again, Santa Paps will shut things down, and Uba server will take a 4-0 sweep. But hey, Overbeks did make that an absolute contest at the last time.
Man, that last fight was intense, and really huge Riptire here from Ice Too Big, getting 3 picks and basically said this game is ours, and we'll take all 4 wins for our debut match.
And hey, it was a good learning experience here for both sides, but it is Uba server taking that victory. 4-0 on the scoreboard, and very impressively done by the debuting team. Again, Yuki, another debuting team winning out their first match.
Right, exactly. And we might see another we might expect another match like this if ever we have a new team coming up. If that's right, then my theory is correct. We're probably setting up these teams against our debuting teams who's a bad matchup for them. And
Di ko sinasadya, guys. Di ko sinasadya, okay? Look, I'm the one who makes the schedule, okay? But everyone has to play everyone eventually. But I'm just so good at figuring the matchups out. So it's like, this guy's is a fucking. There you go. You're gonna make them look good. Big brain right here.
Yeah, and Wafu on Uber server. Oh, sorry, Overbek's side. He admittedly said we didn't have a solution for that Farah, right? So yeah, being that bringing out that Farah, those long range heroes, it really took a toll, especially on their strategy, since they had to adjust a lot of time in game, and that could pressure you, and that's all. It took for them to falter, and Uber server taking 4 Ws in the end.
Yeah, it's a clean sweep right there, and the map score is a very, very important aspect of the Invitational, guys. It's not only just about the match score, it's also about that map score to try and take those wins. It's all about those W's just to make sure that we are going to have some standings set on up. And we will be bringing out the standings when we have our 8 teams set and done. But if you are already interested to see information like that, check out the stat sheet. Use the command !New Wave to get both the stat sheet as well as the rule set for the New Wave Invitationals. But before we go, it's our post-game interview with a representative of Uber server. Let's just quickly dive into our first 4 maps. A little bit of recap on also Lijiang Tower. Started things off very, very strong there. They were able to, for both sides, Uber server able to edge it out. It was so, so close in that instance. Eichenwalde, though, a very dominant affair for Uber server, was able to get the full cap after a few stumbles at the very start. Dorado more on the defensive end, able to hold, but it was really a strong, strong push on in. Temple of Anubis, though, 2-round affair, could have gone either way, but Uber server able to eke it out with a Riptire at the tail end and a Shatter to boot. Clutch plays all about a second point defense that was absolutely on point, and yeah, it was also so good. A first point, second round defense also just able to shut down whatever the side of Overbeks had in store. But there you go, guys. That has been our recap. And what do you think, Yuki? Which one was your favorite map all the way?
My favorite map was the first map, Lijiang Tower. It was probably the most nail biting match we've seen so far. It really went. It could have really went either way, but at the end, Uva server just really figuring out how to do things properly. Santo Pops and Sacred really going bonkers, especially on the night market, pulling out a lot of boops for Sacred and taking control over the map. And their win from that round really just snowballed towards
Yeah,
the end.
and we'll be right back, guys. We're just gonna have to coordinate the server to see who we're gonna get on our
All
post
right.
game
Yeah.
interview. So we will be back, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Overbeks versus Uber server. Don't go away. We want to hear a few words from our debuting victors, and we shall see them very, very soon here in the New Wave Invitationals. So hello guys and welcome back to the New Wave Invitationals, and joining us today in our post-game interview is gonna be Santa Pops, Mr. Ryan God himself. And a fun fact for y'all is when I used to see Santa Pops play into the pugs or just see him in the party or two, well he used to whip out that diva a lot, but apparently he has a little bit of a story transitioning to a main tank role and filling up really well here for the Ube server squad. So Santa Pops, hello, welcome to our little segment. How you doing today? And
Thank you,
yeah, the
Daks.
answer. What's the answer for my question?
Yeah, 'cause I was a Diva main before, but they nerfed Diva to Oblivion basically at first. So I had to change it up. So I took the main tank role. At first I was playing Orisa, and then after that they nerfed Orisa. So I had to get a new main tank. So it was Ryan.
Yeah, and Ryan is always, Ryan's always fun, especially right now with Steadfast, making sure that you're gonna survive and a few main nerfs here and there that will really just look to make your day a little brighter. But congratulations to you and your team, especially with you getting some really good shatters on the board, especially in a few maps like Lijiang Tower as well as Dorado. So what really goes through your mind when you go for those shatters? What really are the factors that you look into before you actually hit that hammer down?
Well, I just look at basically the opponent's team, where they are and where their Ryan is. If for example, if I see just a sliver of opening where the Ryan shield isn't with the team, I just press Q. Like
Press Q, dude.
Yeah, just press Q.
That's how you do it. And it was such a strong showing there from Ubi's server. How do you guys feel coming into the New Wave Invitationals? Because you look very strong after, after a little slow start in the first map. It was just all Ubi's server all the way for the next three. How did it really go for Ubi's server into their first debuting match?
Well, the first round, like the first map of Lijiang, we were a little bit shaky because we didn't know the comps of Overbeks. So it was kind of a feeling out portion first, and then I don't know. All of a sudden, we got our rhythm.
It really was just you guys figure things out. But what was like the atmosphere coming into the team? What do you guys expect from the New Wave Invitations? And how was it after your first match? How does it feel after taking that first W?
Well, taking the first W was actually amazing because we, every one of us was like last night. Actually, we were supposed to. Well, they were having their practice, and I went to sleep because I had work today. So yeah, it was a.
It was such a so good. It was just such a for I feel like for Uber server it was such a solid showing. It really looked like you guys were very confident. And like looking at your team, what do you think is really your strongest suits and your strongest parts, strongest composition, something you can really look to showcase here into the next few matches in the New Wave Invitationals?
Well, with our team, what I like is the synergy between everyone. Actually, like the way I play Ryan is actually very aggressive. For some people, for some comps, they would like hate my Ryan. Like the charges and the way I move forward is very risky. But I trust my healers and I trust my DPS to do the job.
And I like that. It really is just about the synergy. And another team like that might be the Washed Up Homies, which would be a very interesting matchup into the future. But thank you to Santa Pups for coming in and answering a few of those questions. Mr. Fascinate, how about you? You got anything for our special guest today?
No, and yeah, I really have no questions. I think you really did a great job as
Yeah,
debut
just
match, and it's really the just that Daks wanted to make you look good.
dude.
The job.
Santa Pops did a good job, and big shout outs to Santa Pops for actually showing on up for our
Right.
post game. Unlike a certain someone who took a shower. So take it away, Santa Pops. Anyone you wanna shout out here and now, especially the person whose name is on the team. Whose name is on the team.
Well, shout out to the whole team, and
Yeah.
especially Vernon for keeping me alive all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He there certainly did. He certainly.
Dude, Vernon did such a good job for keeping the top up on, and thank you to Ubi server for coming on in today for their first match. You can expect a lot from them in the future, a lot of further matchups, and I cannot wait. Thank you, Mr. Santa Pops, for coming into our interview. Anything else you want to say before we head on out?
Well, I just want to say thank you, Dax, and thank you, Fascinate, for everything.
Thank you
For
too.
inviting us to the invitational. It's a very good experience for us.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
I'm glad you guys are enjoying. We're just looking to bring these stacks together in the Overwatch scene. It doesn't need to be something so serious like a tournament. This is a little more like, it's a little more of a season thing, sure, but it does feel it feels all about playing with your team, playing with your players, playing with your friends over really trying to form up for something. And we like the system. We're happy that we've gotten so much positive attention, and we hope you feel the same way on the Ubis server squad. And thank you for giving us your time and giving us such a good show of beautiful 4-0 right there from Ubis server to take down Overbeks. And yeah, it seems like Mr. Fascinate Rock Paper Scissors is really the show here in the New Wave Invitationals, but that has to be it for our day today. So on Thursday, we are looking to figure things out, guys, in terms of that scheduling. We are not going to be able to make any announcements as of yet, but stay tuned for updates there on my Facebook page, which is down below, facebook.com/Dakscast, because I'm the one usually announcing these things in the first place. Uba server, such a good addition right now, rounding our teams off to 7 of them in terms of our list. And looking at the list, actually, who do we got right here, right now? It is gonna be the teams of Overwine, Wamanagi, Meme Cord, Overwatch, Overbeks, Washed Up Homies, Uber Server, in a final slot for whoever that can be. Is it time to surprise everyone, Mr. Fascinate, and be like, 8th slot is New Wave staff? Are we gonna do that? Are we gonna do the backstab of the century?
Oh no, guys!
No, just
No,
kidding.
guys!
But no,
Not like this.
not like this. And the whole point of us is we want to be able to give back. We also want to set something up for everyone else in the first place. We want to find a way to bring everyone together without having to really impose or overcommit. But if anyone wants to play against the staff anytime, you can just bother Yuki about it, that's for sure. But it really goes to show, though, that there is a PH community in behind this, and there are so many teams just waiting to get invited, just to get that recognition, just to see who can make it. But we are running out of slots, guys, so if you do want to join the New Wave Invitationals, you should send us a message. You can send me a message here on the Twitter. You can send me a Discord message as well through Overrush or something like that, or you can check me at my page out and send me a message there. We are still looking for that last slot, and we are still open to many of these different pitches, so we hope you guys can join, and we hope you guys enjoy your stay here in the New Wave Invitationals. It's been fun, it's been great. Shoutouts again, and thank you to Santa Pops for sticking around for this interview. Thank you to Mr. Fascinate and the third caster Sophia with an amazing analysis to boot alongside Fascinate on Dorado. And I have been Dax, guys. It's been fun, it's been great. I'll see you guys in the next one. This has been the New Wave Invitationals, and we'll see you guys next time.